Welcome back once again to Retro Rewire. My name is JJ, coming at you with another game pickups video. And in this video, we're just gonna focus on a lot of the hardware that I've picked up. As a few of you may know, I do have In the Hunt, where we go to like a Hard Off, Surugaya, all sorts of game stores, Super Potato, and going to all these game stores and so frequently, of course it's gonna yield some goods, and that's what I'm gonna be sharing with all of you today. So without further ado, we're just gonna start here. And I have an orange GameCube paired with a silver Game Boy player. Now, the Game Boy I actually picked up at a Super Book Off Bazaar for 4,000 yen. It didn't include a controller, but this thing is clean, it looks mean. And I used to have this, this color way back in the day, so I'm definitely happy to add it once again to the collection. And then the Game Boy player came in at 5,000 yen, and it did include the disc. And then what I have in here is Rockman World 5, which I got in the junk bins, but both of those paired together, it's actually pretty cool looking. I do like this this color scheme, and I'm really happy with this GameCube. And as a matter of fact, I have this cable here, which I also got in the junk bins, which is a purple cable. It's specifically it's an S-video cable, and look at all this color going on. But definitely an interesting one there. But super happy about this one. And I also got another GameCube. I got the indigo color, and this one is actually my favorite color out of all the GameCubes. Now this one I got in the junk section for $16.50 at a Hard Off in Chiba, but I feel like it's lost a little bit of its brilliance, and it is a little bit beat up. In fact, it has a little bit of a chip here, but that's okay. I'm gonna be using this one more for as a backup as well, and in the meantime as room decor, which is what my black one is currently doing. It kind of I kind of use it as a base for figures. But super happy with these GameCubes, and lately I've been on a kind of a GameCube gaming binging type of deal. I'm currently playing Resident Evil 4, but anyhow, that's all I have for like Nintendo consoles. Now let's go ahead and move on to Sony. Now with this console, man, this thing is clean. Look at this. It's a little bit bright. Don't worry, I'm gonna have some B-roll here so we could take a closer look at this thing. But this is the console that I ended up picking up in the junk section for 1,000 yen. And cosmetically, this thing is clean. Although when I brought it home, I wasn't able to test it at the time just because I was pressed for time. And then looking at it cosmetically, I was like, okay, I can probably fix it. And I plugged it in, and I wasn't getting any power, and I remedied that situation, and now it's fully functioning. It can play every single type of games, whether it's the black, blue, or dual layer DVD. But this thing is mean looking, and actually I was actually the one that broke the seal, so I'm not really sure what the story behind this one is, but this one is freaking awesome looking. And actually, I ended up getting like another PS2, because since this the power supply unit was not working in this one, I was gonna gut another one, which I have down here, and look at this beast. But the thing about this one, it's the SCPH 18,000 model. Now this is like an early, I believe there's like two other revisions that were released before this one, but this one has like that, it has that PC card slot, and I'll also get B-roll shots of this stuff. But I brought this guy home, and I plugged it in, and it was able to read every type of discs, and I just kind of felt so bad. I don't know why. It's just like a material thing, but I was just so impressed with it that this is actually like my primary PS2, and I usually like playing a lot of my games with like the early revision console models. So definitely happy with this one, and just kind of like lifting both of these. They have a similar weight, but I feel like this one, the 18,000 unit, is actually heavier. This one here is actually a 39,000 model, the silver one. But this one's actually pretty heavy. But man, this thing is freaking cool, and I'm definitely gonna use this one until it burns out. But definitely a good one here. And then I guess before I switch gears, let's go ahead and look at some other hardware, which I have here. I have a GunCon2. I was actually finally able to pick one of these up. I've been wanting one of these for quite some time. And I think I paid about like 1,500 yen. I mean, look at this. I wonder if this thing was even used. It has like a lot of like the original paperwork, and there is the unit itself. I think it is missing like a piece of cardboard there. Although it is kind of annoying that I have to plug in like the composite lead, but you know, whatever. But I have like Vampire Knight, and I also have Gun Survivor 2, which is kind of a goofy game, that one, but you know, like the GunCon2, definitely worth having. Especially if you have like a CRT or another means to utilize this this crazy old tech. But definitely cool, this GunCon2. And then like the final controller that I got is this. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. And I got this at a Hard Off. I still need to like clean it, but let's see if you guys see the price there. 300 yen for this bad boy. And it fully works. And I actually have like Vigilante 8. The first one, and I guess that game's compatible with this, as well as what's the other racing game, Porsche Challenge, among a few other games that are compatible. But I'm definitely looking forward to giving those games a go with this thing. I wonder if Omega Boost is compatible. I hope it is, because you know, Omega Boost would be the kind of game that would really benefit from this. But yeah, this thing is kind of neat. Can you hear that? But yeah, 300 yen for this. I have seen one before. In fact, it's in one of my videos for In the Hunt, and that one was actually boxed, and I think that one was about 2,000 yen. But 300 yen, this is more of like a curiosity more than anything. So definitely cool to have this one. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is this Neo Geo CD. Now, this thing is freaking awesome, and I'm getting closer and closer to getting that AES unit. That's definitely gonna be on my hit list. And you know, this Neo Geo CD, I actually have one. I have one back in the States, but I haven't been able to play it because when I bought it, I actually bought it during my first trip to Japan, and it didn't have an AC adapter. And last time that I went home, I bought an AC adapter, but like a fool, I didn't check, and the adapter is actually for the CDZ unit, which has a different, it has like a different slot. And I finally found like another AC adapter unit, but I also ended up getting one of these. So I'm probably gonna sell the one that I have back home. And hopefully with those funds, that'll go towards like an actual AES unit. But one thing that I do know for sure is all the ports that I have for like the Sega Saturn and the PS1, I'm probably gonna dump all that, because I'm trying to get as close to the source as possible, and this is one step closer. And you know what? It is a slow loading unit, and some people do modify these things with like an SD card loader, but I like to keep my stuff stock. And I really don't mind like the long loading times. In fact, it's kind of like a, you know, when I play, I'm just kind of, you know, playing relaxed, chill, so I'm not in any freaking hurry. But this thing is actually pretty cool. Originally, I did purchase like the front loading model, but that one had some kind of weird graphical issue. And I ended up returning it, and it just wasn't worth it trying to figure out like what capacitor or what little area was wrong with it. So I ended up settling for this guy. But anyhow, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the last console that I got. This one is a freaking find, definitely for me. And as you already know, you probably saw the freaking thumbnail, but who cares? It is the PC Engine Duo R. This thing is freaking awesome. Now this was just, I purchased this at a Surugaya that I'm gonna be hopefully filming at very soon. So look out, you know, keep a lookout for that video, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. You know how it goes. But I was just kind of like scouting the area, and yeah, I just happened to see this thing. And originally I had in mind to just purchase like, you know, a few games, you know, keep it under 2,000 yen. But nope, as soon as I saw this, I had to get it. And it was 12,800 yen, which is pretty much like about 86 bucks. And that's pretty, in my book, that's a pretty good deal for, you know, considering what this thing is. And I consider this system like I guess the pinnacle of the late 80s, early 90s gaming, you know, right before the Super Nintendo kind of got situated. But this thing is freaking awesome, and I'm really happy to have it. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of my PC Engine core graphics, and just kind of with that money, just kind of invest into some software. The only game that I have at the moment is Splatterhouse on the, I got the Hue card for that, and definitely one of the games that I will be getting is Castlevania Rondo of Blood. For sure I'm gonna get that. But yeah, there's a load of games that I definitely want to get for the PC Engine, and this is gonna allow me to do that. I also have like Fatal Fury 2, but that requires the arcade card, which I don't have. But actually the only thing that was wrong with this one, before I forget, was like the controller port, like the little soldering joints were cracked. But that was like a little easy fix, and maybe that's why it was so cheap. Although I have seen them cheaper online, but usually those, they fly so quickly just because, these things are, they're in demand. It's a hot item. And this is actually, I used to have a PC Engine Duo, and I got that like early on at the turn of the century, but I ended up selling that. I think the only game that I had at that point was Winds of Thunder, and I ended up selling that after I beat it. But now that I have this, I'm definitely gonna make room in my entertainment center right behind me, because this bad boy is gonna be a part of the regular rotation. And I'm looking forward to diving deep into its library. I also have like an EverDrive, and I'm trying out Ninja Spirits. That game is freaking awesome, and I'm, hopefully one day we'll find a copy, although it is a bit expensive. In fact, a lot of the games for this system, for the Duo, for the PC Engine, are quite pricey. But anyhow, you know how it goes. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely happy with a lot of this hardware that I purchased. I definitely have to make room, especially behind me. The cable management is getting kind of crazy, so that's something that I have to tackle as well. But that's gonna be it for this episode. In the next game pickups episode, I'm gonna show off some of the software that I've picked up in the last few months. So definitely keep a lookout for that. And my name is JJ. Thank you for watching Retro Rewire, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Ciao.